Back to the grind with the only free MMA channel that fucking matters, full-time MMA. And Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender series officially kicked off this Tuesday. This is the fucking recap. I'm on these things. I don't know exactly how we're gonna do them yet. I listened to the Snoopcast. That's honestly one of the best parts about this. Like, to me, why I was most excited. They do tell a little bit about the fighters' stories, but still, these are guys we're not too familiar with. So, I mean, it's more about the fights and the entertainment value in this, and, seeing who gets the contract. You do see some prospects. You will get to see some of these guys grow through the UFC if you watch the show, so I'll definitely be watching it, doing some recaps, and just getting out at least the results and who gets into the UFC. It's not going to be like a in-depth breakdown of each individual fight of, like, fucking Manny Vasquez versus, these flyweights that you've never, you don't know their name yet until they make it to the UFC and stuff. So we're going to, that's pretty much what this is going to be. With that being said, man, let's get into a Snoop Dogg and Uriah Hall sipping on gin and juice. Lay back with my mind on MMA. Okay, anyways, they was fucking, they come in, they're sipping gin and juice together. They got a little, it's a video, you get to see the reactions and shit too. It's not just their audio. You also get to see them as the fights go on. So it's like extra visual effect, which is pretty cool. Fucking Snoop Dogg, man. What can I say, man? Fucking respect on Snoop Dogg's name. It's entertaining watching them fight. Of course he's not gonna have the names of the chokes and stuff, but bitch, that ain't what this is for. This is for entertainment. This is for fucking casual fans. Look, cause this is what's so cool about this. Snoop Dogg will ask questions like, he's doing that because of this, right? And Uriah be like, yeah, Uriah will explain it to him. So it's really gonna teach a lot of people, including myself, a lot about, just anybody watching. You're gonna learn just from Uriah explaining stuff to Snoop Dogg, and you ain't gotta ask the dumb questions yourself. Snoop Dogg can ask the questions. Uriah will answer them. Everybody will learn watching. So it's not even. You'll learn watching the other side of the broadcast too, but you'll learn watching this one too. So a lot of the people that watch this shit for Snoop Dogg, they might not be as, they're a little more casual, so that's fucking perfect for them. So I really fucking like the Snoopcast, and it was entertaining too. He hit him with the Rizite. What the fuck you mean, dude? So they get into a little bit of the guy's stories before anybody fights. Manny Vasquez was a flyweight. He was from Dana White looking for a fight. Joby Sanchez is the guy he'll be fighting. Snoop Dogg calls him Joby One Kenobi. They say they're gonna give everybody a nickname before each fight. They do it for like the first couple fights, but Snoop Dogg gets the green light to smoke weed, so I'm pretty sure they forgot for the last couple fights to give guys nicknames. But we got Joby One Kenobi Sanchez. Snoop Dogg's like, I like this motherfucker. He got the vampire mouthpiece. So he said, and he gets it in start to finish because Snoop Dogg has notes. For the breakdown, he's got his own notes. He's like, yeah, he gets it in from start to finish. He's got 7 of 9 wins out of finishes that were finishes. And Snoop, it's funny because Uriah, he came in after Snoop Dogg said that he's a finisher. Uriah was like, yeah, he's a fighter with the A, not the ER. He's a fighter, and that was Uriah. I cringed. It was funny though. I fuck with Uriah. It don't matter. It's entertaining. Then during the fights, they have Mick Maynard, matchmaker, cut in to help tell these guys' stories, because the matchmakers would know a lot about these guys. So Mick Maynard cuts in and he tells a little bit of the story about Manny Vasquez, and they give Manny Vasquez the nickname Manny the Manhandler. When they get to the teletape, Manny Vasquez has a 4-inch height advantage, 4-inch reach advantage, and that's the guy that was found on Dana White looking for a fight. Uriah explains to Snoop Dogg, he's explaining to Snoop Dogg how the fight's going down. Like I said, it's really good commentary. And it's time for the first fight, man. Manny Vasquez versus Sanchez. Snoop Dogg says, who wants the contract, man? Joby One Kenobi or fucking, what's his name? Manny the Manhandler. And so the fight starts, man. It's entertaining. The guy, Joey One Kenobi, says this is going to be fight of the night. He says this should be fight of the night, but it actually didn't turn out to be fight of the night, really. Snoop Dogg says if this is a video game, it's funny because the fight starts. They get the clinch, and Snoop Dogg's like, if this was a video game, his energy meter would be going down right now. Boop bop, boop bop. He said boop bop, boop bop. This shit is funny, man. If you ain't watching the Snoopcast, that's cool. I gotta say too, it was just funny, man. I wrote down some of the shit he said, the funny shit, like, oh shit, he hit him with the rizite. So he's the end of the round's going. It's a decent fight. You know, it's a high level fight, like striking, but it's a flyweight fight, so it's not like, you know, you ain't gonna see Snoop Dogg like, oh shit, you know, like some heavyweights were throwing bombs. So it ain't the most. It's the thing about flyweights. That's why the flyweights don't have too much appeal to casual fans, because they don't. You know, you're not gonna see the most thunderous strikes. You might see some combos and shit, but rarely are you gonna see many finishes. Even though these guys do have some finishes as flyweights, you know, it's going to be submissions or combos or breaking someone down, and that's not where the casual fan's going to be like, oh damn, that was vicious, or that was, you know, it's not violent. It's not as violent. That's what I'll say. And so Uriah, Manny Vasquez during the fight has some wrestling defense, and Uriah's like, oh shit, how is he doing that? You know, he's learning something. He's like, Snoop, did you teach him that? Snoop's like, good job, Manny. Yeah, I taught him that. That shit was funny. And he says, who wants the contract? Joey One Kenobi looks like he's going to pull this one off, baby. And he said, Joey One Kenobi ends up winning the fight. And he's taking selfies at the end of the fight with his team in the ring. Snoop's like, he wanted it more. That's why he's taking selfies with his team. You don't get to do that if you lose. Look, they ain't even got no phones on him. Talking about the manhandler. That shit was so funny, man. Hey, I'm definitely looking forward to watching this every week, man. Charles Byrd versus Jamie Pickett is the next fight. It's a middleweight fight. Jamie gets on a 6-fight win streak. He's got 3 knockouts in the first round, and Charles Byrd has finished 5 of 7 fights, 3 KOs, 2 submissions. He's won 3 of his last 4. Jamie Pickett, 80-inch reach, which is a 7-inch reach advantage over Charles Byrd, and he's got a 4-inch height advantage as well. Jamie Pickett, the taller, lengthier guy, ends up getting choked out by Charles Thunder Byrd. Charles Byrd chokes him out with a head and arm choke, puts him all the way to sleep. Big John calls it off. Big John was the ref through all of these fights, which is cool with me, man. Shit, I ain't mad. I'm wondering, though, like during normal fights, like during UFC events, why do they switch refs? Is it like something to do with bias, or I wonder why? And why they wouldn't do it here. I was just curious. But anyways, so yeah, arm triangle choke versus Jamie Pickett. And both of these dudes were black, man. I had a funny joke during this shit. Because they called him Charles. They gave Charles Byrd a nickname. They called him Charles Thunderbird, but they didn't give Jamie Pickett a nickname. I ain't even gonna give y'all my nickname. Yes, I am, bitch. I'm half black. Jamie Cotton Pickett. They didn't give him a nickname, man. So I was out, you know me, I'm fucking doing my thug thizzle over here watching the fights. I was like, hey, I gotta give him a name. But Charles Thunderbird choked his ass out, so we ain't gonna hear from him too much. And Charles Byrd didn't get picked at the end. Spoiler alert. So I wonder, I don't know how that goes. If the guys don't get picked, they win. Do they fight again in the Contender series, or they just go back to fight in their organizations? I think they go back to fight in their organizations until they get called again. But anyways, the next fight is Why Not Hawaii's Boston Salmo versus Team Alpha Male's Pretty Ricky Tercios. Why Not Hawaii's Boston Salmo. You know, Max Holloway grew up in Why Not Hawaii. Boston says he grew up with Max Hawaii. And it's just cool seeing he's the champion. It motivates him every day to become a champion himself. Ricky Tercio's a wild man. Fucking, he's got long hair. Fucking, they call him a wild man. Looks like little dude off the Wild Thornberries. Yeah, they say, you know, he runs around. He's always wins the races in the gym. He's always the first one, you know, just hitting it hard. So he's got crazy cardio and shit like that. Before the fight, he says, I can't wait to beat this guy and hit him with the Haruken. You can tell he's just a crazy motherfucker. But Boston Salmo, he's a Hawaiian knockout artist. He's a hard hitter. I'm rooting. Hey, y'all, if you've been listening for a while, you know I'm rooting for Hawaiian motherfucking fighters until we get a UFC Hawaii. I'm not Hawaiian, but my boy Max Holloway has been fucking campaigning for UFC Hawaii for so long. Fucking the Hawaiian fighters have been showing up, getting wins. Yancey came out on the same card. He beat Jose Aldo, got a big win. over Eric Silva, I believe. Then fucking, who was it that just came out? Another Hawaiian fighter just came out and got a win last weekend, man. I know exactly who it was because he came up during this fight. Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares just got a W for Hawaii. Now Boston Salmo, spoiler alert, gets the W over motherfucking Ricky Tercios, undefeated Team Alpha Male prospect, wild man. Another motherfucking Hawaiian victory. Let's go. We gotta get UFC Hawaii. Get Yancy Medeiros on there. Get Brad Tavares on there. Get fucking John Salvo on there. Get Max Holloway on there. Can we get it going, please? I will buy that fucking pay-per-view and I'm broke. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. If anyone's listening, I'm buying that shit out of support for the young bull Max Holloway. Motherfucking, what do you mean? Anyways, I think y'all know where I stand on that now. The first round was close. It was a high level fight, man. Ricky Tercios, he was on the outside. He was being more active, but Boston Salmo was pressuring him, landing bigger shots. You know, his shots looked like they definitely had more effect. He ended up cutting Ricky Tercios. It went to a decision, and Boston Salmo got the decision. But one thing I'll say about this fight was you could really tell, like, and I ain't even mad at it because, you know, of course you're going to be biased sometimes. Even other commentators are biased, but this guy was a Team Alpha Male guy. So he was like literally, oh, no, those shots ain't really hurting him. Oh, I don't know. I think Ricky's winning this fight. And I'm thinking, I don't. But still, you know, that's you definitely going to lead a lot of viewers to, I don't know, one side, but it doesn't matter, man. This is the fucking Snoopcast. What do you mean? Let's get it. Uriah's rooting for his boy. He's loyal to the soil. That's all you can ask for. Fucking, but the judges ain't from Team Alpha Male. They gave the fight to Boston Salmo. Let's go. So, Boston Salmo it was an entertaining fight. He landed more significant strikes. He had ring control, and then Dana White at the end of the fight, says he even came in there with a leg injury and was still able to put the pressure on and do what he needed to do, get the W. Now we go to the co-main event: Greg Rebello versus Azuna Anyawu. They call him Big Zoo. Big Zoo's on a 4-fight winning streak. 1 second, Ram. I'll take you outside. You wanna go outside? Sorry, I gotta take my dog out, so I'm about to take him on a walk after this. Anyways, Big Zoo's on a 4-fight winning streak. They say these are the best heavyweights on the East Coast. Snoop just got the green light to smoke his weed during this fight. Let's go. Got the green light to smoke it in the green room. So, motherfucking, it's a fucking party. Uriah says it's a dream. He's sipping gin and juice with Snoop Dogg, who's smoking a J right beside him. What the fuck you mean? You know how tight that's gotta be for a California kid with Big Snoop? Let's go, man. Hey, I fuck with this. This is a super California broadcast, though. I just thought about it's the California kid and Big Snoop from motherfucking California. I wonder if I don't know. I ain't even gonna fuck. I'm fine with the fucking broadcast, but I was just thinking like, I wonder if all these fights are gonna be like East Coast fighters, or if there's gonna be guys from all over. If there's gonna be guys from all over, I wonder if it'd be cool to have Snoop. I like Snoop Dogg on here, but I was wondering like maybe a different. I don't know, maybe a third guy with Uriah, so we don't only have 2 California guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking. Who cares? It's not that serious. I'm just pondering. So let's get it. Big Zoo's got the 4-inch reach advantage, 20-pound weight advantage. It's heavyweight, so you know that it is what it is. The first like 3 minutes are pretty boring. They're filling each other out. Heavyweights, you know, being careful, trying not to get bombed out. It wasn't really entertaining. Snoop Dogg's even like, Zoo, is you gonna push the red button or not? Because he's pushing the red button off in your ass. Because the littler heavyweight, what was his name, Greg Rebello, he landed a couple strikes right then, but still, the first 3 minutes he wasn't landing no strikes. He just, after that first 3 minutes, opened up first. But it didn't matter because Big Zoo ended up fucking knocking his head back, as Snoop Dogg said. And I wrote down exactly what he said. He said, oh yeah, Uriah Hall. He was talking and he was like, he said, man, so what I saw there was, and then fucking Big Zoo rocked Greg Rebello's head back. He said, Snoop Dogg interrupted him, what I saw there was Big Zoo's head get rocked back. Zoo landed a fucking, right after that, Zoo lands a fucking huge right. KO's, it wasn't right after that, but that started that started the demise. Big Zoo lands a huge fucking overhand right, KOs Greg Rebello in front of his girlfriend. One thing I'll say is all of these fighters' families, their girlfriends was here, so they put the camera on Greg Rebello's girlfriend. She shed a tear when Big Boy got knocked out. You know, he's a heavyweight big dude. And yeah, all their families are here, so you're either getting fucked up in front of your family, and there's not a huge audience, so you get to see the family reaction, which is entertaining. I don't know what I think about it yet, but it's entertaining. I know that. And so the main events here: Matt Bassette versus Kurt Holobaugh. Holobaugh. See, they got the nickname on that one, but see, they was slipping though, cause Matt Bassette didn't get a nickname. So let's get to it. Kurt Holobaugh's on a 3-fight winning streak. He's finished 13 out of 17. Matt Bassette's on a 7-fight winning streak. Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Kurt Holobaugh's a brown belt. Matt Bassette's always in a war, McMaynard says. He's got a high finishing rate, and Matt Bassette he predicts this is going to be fight of the night. And hey, he turned out to be right. This was a really good fight. I liked it. It was my favorite fight of the night. So let's get to it. They were exchanging blows for about 3 minutes. It was entertaining, man, landing back and forth. But it did look like Holobaugh was getting the best of the exchanges. He landed a couple really nice combos, and then he ended up finishing Matt Bassette with a 7-hit combo. It looked like a fucking brutality. He put Matt Bassette's 7-fight winning streak to rest. They gave Matt Bassette story before the fight. He was the guy that got leukemia when he was 2 years old and stuff, and he, lived through it. He fought through it. He looked at it as his blessing, grew up, became a real good fighter. Was on a 7-fight win streak coming in here. Wasn't enough to get through Holobaugh, who was in the UFC previously and had personal issues, so he couldn't focus full-time on training. Lost a fight, ended up having to get cut and stuff. I think he was 1-2. And he took care of what he needed to take care of, got signed with another organization, made a run outside of the UFC, became a 2-division, 2-organization champion, and now he said he wants the UFC belt. That was the main event. So we had Charles Thunderbird with the head and arm choke. We had, what was his name? Waianae Hawaii. It's something Salmon. I got it up here. I gotta get his name because that's my boy, Boston Salmon. He got the decision win over undefeated Ricky Tercio, Team Alpha Male. All of these were good fights. Zoo with the knockout, his second knockout in front of Dana White. He says, that was my second knockout in front of you, Dana. Come on, give me the contract. But to be fair, it wasn't that entertaining of a fight. You're heavyweight, you got the knockout, but it was not the most entertaining fight of the night for sure. So, then Kurt Holobaugh with the fucking fight of the night over Matt Bassette. They deliberate. Dana White comes in to say who wins the fucking contracts, and they pick 2 fighters. I think they only planned on doing 1, but they picked 2 fighters here, man. There was a lot of good fights tonight. It would have been hard to pick. Charles Thunderbird had the head and arm choke, put dude out. But you got the Waianae Hawaii fucking Boston Selmo, and you got the fight of the night with Kurt Holobaugh, so they get the contracts. Kurt Holobaugh, Boston Selmo. Dana White says Boston Salmon came in with, I don't know if it's Salmo or Salmon, but I think it's Salmon. But Dana White said he came in with a leg injury and was still able to look good against undefeated Ricky Tercio, still able to keep the pressure up and land the more significant strikes. And then Kurt Holobaugh, he had the fight of the night, so he got the contract too. Big Zoo, he said that was his second knockout in front of Dana. He was really looking forward to the contract, but he didn't get it, man. And I'm not mad at he didn't get it because it wasn't a very entertaining fight until he landed the knockout. But these other fights, I definitely fuck with Boston's Salmon, and I definitely like fucking Kurt Holobaugh. So I was happy with who got the contracts. Even though Thunderbird got the head and arm choke, man, I definitely liked the decision. Like, I'm rooting for Hawaiian fighters. It was an entertaining fight. Came in with injury, still did what he needed to do. Undefeated Team Alpha Male prospect, did what he needed to do, got the win, landed a couple knockdowns, and then you had the fight of the night in the lightweight division and motherfucking Kurt Holobaugh. Dana tells the guys who don't get picked working, and he sure will see him again. With that being said, that's the end of the Tuesday Night Contender Series recap, episode 1. And time to walk my dog. I don't know what else to say, man. Fuck it. It is what it is. Let the haters know what the fuck you tell me in the comments. Dude.